but I agree with everybody, but I've never seen a budget that everybody said, wow, that was easy. It's never existed. It's never happened. Your constituents that are saying, that this is ridiculous, I can't afford this, will then say, well, where was that ambulance? Why haven't you fixed the pothole? What's with all this traffic? We need to find that fine line between what the taxpayer can afford and what services we can render for that. And for far too long, we've been doing it on the cheap. Let's just be honest. We've decided to go ahead and again, nothing against FREM whatsoever. They're absolutely fantastic, and I think that it was the right decision to do, but you can't do that and then cut the tax rate below equalized like was done about a dozen years ago. Then a couple years later, you cut it another penny. But the thing you didn't do was stop spending. And so then you go ahead and you take on road projects and you vote for road projects, and then we have to fund them. You can't not fund the road projects that we have said that we would take on, and then the state says, well, gee, thanks a lot. We're gonna give you even less money, and you need to pony up even more money, or you're not getting any road projects. So, trust me, I despise paying taxes probably as much as everybody does. Nobody likes it. We raised the meals tax, implemented the cigarette tax, increased the hotel tax. You're going around the edges trying to provide the services that are needed and desired. And one of the things I don't want to happen is for it to become a snowballing effect. For example, if we just went and said, we're level funding everything this year, then next year the problem becomes even bigger, and then even bigger. And we've run into that position where we had to up the public safety pay increase, and I think it was in October before 2000, it was 19 or somewhere on there. So, we've seen this before. It's happened before, and it's not to lessen what the impact is going to be, because I'm a taxpayer. I have family here. My mom and dad still live here, and they're, probably the first ones they're going to call me and say something, but in a nice way, I hope. But the fact is, I don't think any of us are doing it in a way that we're not taking care and concern about what people can afford. I don't think that advertising a rate that's a little bit higher is a problem. I mean, I don't, I've been up here long enough that I've been called every name, so that doesn't bother me, because I think that we try to do the best job that we possibly can for our citizens, and we are running into problems, and I'm not going to tell any other board member what you need to say to your constituents. That's up to you and how you interact with them. But I know that my constituents are looking for the services. I don't think I have any rural area in my district at all. The only rural, well, no, that's not my district anymore. Never mind. I was going to say it's under a conservation easement, but it's not even there anymore. So the thing that we have to do is just, we advertise it. We listen to folks. As this process goes on, we can see what our priorities are and how we can arrange what the budget looks like. But I think at the end of the day, we really need to make sure that the services that we provide are as top-notch as our taxpayers can afford, because you just heard tonight that our starting deputy salaries are below everybody. And okay, if we want to push that off for another year, then you push it off for another year. And then that 5% turnover that they have, which is pretty good this year, turns into 7, 8, 9, 11, 13, 18. And then you have to do something. So I'd much rather do a little bit at a time and make sure that we keep up and not fall behind. So and again, it's not easy. It's not an easy vote, and you'll get the hate mail and the nasty voicemails. But when it comes down to it, I believe that, at least for me, I'm going to do what I believe is right, and hopefully like I said, when I first got elected, is try to leave our county in a better position than I came into it, because we're all building upon previous boards, whether good and bad, and, you know, residential development, you know, out of control growth, all that type of stuff, which, by the way, go back to 2004 when I first got on the board. I think we had like 4.9 or 5.9 growth, building a school every year in the 90s. 93, yeah. I mean, it was very difficult to keep up. So I think we've done a good job getting to the point that we're at, but the decisions that we're going to make in the future are going to be difficult.